was like Frank has, where he
Yeah.
has a little song and dance and stuff that happens for the first few minutes while he's setting things up and gives everybody time. Then you don't have this little awkward waiting period. That's okay.
Oh no.
I think I got it looking good. I got it looking good. So
Yeah.
we're up and ready. Yep. Not dropping any frames. All right. There's some people. Oh, I got to open the chat. It was my first time. I cannot see anything on YouTube yet. Uh-oh. You'd think this would just be smooth at this point. I would think, but I guess not. All right, hey guys. A couple guys from Twitch. No, they say it's not working on. Yep, nope. Okay. All right. I think we're working. I think it's working. Okay. So how's it going, everybody? Thanks for being here. We have another awesome special guest. Okay, good. YouTube's working fine. All right, good. I got some mixed. I don't know if Killer Angel is just trying to mess with me or what, but he was saying it wasn't working. Now I think it's working. Okay, cool. So we have TeachingBirds, Isabella, here with us today. You can say hi.
Hello, guys.
All right. They should be able to hear you well. Let me make sure you can hear me. Yeah. Yes. Good. Okay. It looks like I got volume too. All right. Perfect. Okay. So, since we're just getting started, if you guys haven't seen anything from Isabella, probably if you've seen something, it's been this. It's been her Lovelace examples. So we're going to talk about that quite a bit, I'm sure, but that's not it. So, Isabel, will you tell us first? I'd like to know, how did you come up with your name with TeachingBirds? What's that about? I've tried to figure that out, and I'm stumped.
I actually have no idea anymore. I came up with it when I was like maybe 15 years old.
Oh, really?
And I remember I had like a blog that was called Teaching Small Birds to Fly. And then I
Oh,
just shortened it. But I don't know where it came from in the beginning.
I think we're the birds. You don't remember you don't even remember which small birds to fly you were teaching at the time, huh?
No, no
Oh,
idea.
well, it's a
Just a
nice name, and
name.
it's nice and mysterious because now we all think that there's some deeper meaning. So tell us about yourself. Tell us where you are, what you do, how you ended up doing some of this home automation craziness.
Yeah, so I'm 31 years old. I live in Stockholm in Sweden, and I work as a web developer. And I work with backend, actually, not front end, as many seems to think.
Right. Well, that's what I.
Um,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
and oh no, I lost it. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
I was studying for becoming a web developer for like maybe it started 2.5 years ago, and then about the same time I discovered Home Assistant. So I've been at it for almost 2 years.
Wow, that's great. So that makes you like OG, right? Well, you've been around a long time in the Home Assistant. Um, yeah, and like you said, everybody. I think most Home Assistant people, at least for me, for sure, your name came up when I started looking at these examples, because you've done some really nice looking stuff here on Lovelace. But you do more back end stuff, huh? Or you do a lot of the back end stuff?
Not for Home Assistant yet.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
trying to learn Python so
Ah,
that I can contribute.
very good, very good.
I,
Uh,
I actually have one custom component
oh,
that I made.
is that something for Lovelace, or is that just something for a
It has a
different device?
Lovelace card with it, but it's actually mostly for Swedish people.
Oh,
It's like if the government sends out alerts,
oh, cool.
I can
So,
get it.
oh, that's cool.
So it's, let's see if we have some here. Yeah, if you see my screen now, right?
I do. Yep, yep.
Yeah. So these are 3 cards with
Cool.
different like ranges from my home, and this right one here is basically the whole of Sweden. So this is something that the government sent out about forest fires.
Oh, wow. You guys have forest fires too? I thought that was just us.
Yeah, not right now. Now we have snow.
Right, right, right.
But this summer we had one, and there's like a thing they did about that.
Oh, well, very cool. Well, very cool. So we're happy to have you here, and we are all excited for you to kind of walk through with us what you've done here with Lovelace, because you've done some amazing stuff. We already had one question. Do you have the chat open on your end?
I have it on Twitch.
Okay.
The chat.
So do you get the YouTube stuff there too? You probably do.
Yeah, restream bot.
Okay, perfect. So somebody asked, I just happened to catch a question earlier on. Somebody said, forget about Lovelace. What chilies are you brewing? Or something like that. Small chili, big chili.
Yeah. Actually, they're sadly dead right now.
Oh, they don't grow in the snow.
But no, they don't. But we had, I think, it's my husband who does the chili things, but I think something like padrone or something.
Mm. I wonder what that. I wonder if that translates.
Are good to fry.
They are good to fry.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what that translates to. Does anybody know? That's interesting. We are horrible at growing anything at our house. My wife and I have tried a couple times, and we end up with dead tomato plants, and yeah, that's okay. We have grocery stores, so we'll just stick with that. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, show us what you got here. Kind of walk us through, and how did you get? One of the things that when I look at yours and many of these other examples too, you got these really nice images, just these stylized images, like even just the close-ups of your eyes and stuff. Is that did you just take that picture like on a phone or something, and then you just Photoshop it, or is that something professional?
Yeah, no. The gray and the black and white one of my husband, that's like his work.
It's like his ID or something? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So that's just off his work's website.
Yeah, exactly. And my picture is, I think it's just a cell phone picture.
Really?
And then the one underneath my picture is an actual picture of our house when we bought it.
Okay.
And the other pictures I just happily stole from the internet.
See, somebody says, I'm a fan of SwitchBot because of you. Kevin says he's a fan of SwitchBot because of you.
Yeah?
Yep.
That's nice.
All right. So what kind of buttons are those? I mean, those are just state indication buttons? Or
yes, you can do this as our mailbox. And it's just, now it's been empty for a day. But if not, there's going to be like history. And while the alarm, I can actually arm the alarm if I press that one.
Okay.
And these are booleans for cleaning mode. Just press, and when it's on, it's in color.
So that's for cleaning mode? What does that do?
That turns off some automations for when we have a cleaning business that comes to our house and cleans.
Okay.
So when they're here, I have turned off quite a few things.
Gotcha. And then that looks like dinner time. And then we have
guest mode that's basically the same, just turning off some automations.
Okay. And you got the washer and the dryer?
Yes, exactly. They're both running right now. Sunday's
wash day.
Yeah.
All right. So how did you get, somebody asked, and I was thinking the same thing. Matheson asked, how do you get the status of your mailbox? How do you know if there's something in there?
I have those little Xiaomi door sensors.
Genius.
So it's one for the lid and one for the hatch where you empty the mail.
Oh,
so I can see when I get mail and I can see when we empty it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay.
And they actually hold up very well outside. And also,
Really?
it's the mailbox is of metal.
Oh, oh, so they don't. Well, I guess that doesn't matter as far as magnets or anything. That's okay. That's smart. But it doesn't. It's not this kind of a traditional mailbox, is it? It would just have one.
No, like the picture. No,
Yeah.
it's a bigger one. Would like
Cool. So
two hatches.
how far away is that from your, because that's an RF sensor, right? That's a 433 megahertz sensor.
No, it's Zigbee.
Oh, it's a Zigbee. I guess
Yeah.
the range is probably similar. How far away is that from your house then? It's just out front. You don't have a problem with signal. It works fine.
Yes, it's just out front, like maybe from the combi that I'm using, it's maybe like 6 meters.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Tony, she said the name of the sensor was the Xiaomi sensor. So it's a Xiaomi Zigbee sensor, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Somebody else says they use the 433 door sensors for their mailbox. See, I just only used it on my toilet seat. I need to go put one on the mailbox. Okay. And then what was somebody was asking about the status for your washer and dryer? Do you use like a power sensing Sonoff or something like that?
Not Sonoff, but power sensing. Yes, it's. I don't really know how to say it in English, but Fibaro. It's
Oh yeah,
Z-Wave.
yeah.
Z-Wave.
Fabaro. Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't
So I have
correcting you.
one
That's
for
just how
each
it's.
machine.
Okay.
And then I also have Xiaomi door sensors to know when it's emptied.
Wow, that's genius. Awesome. And then, so these are just, if you click on you or your husband, does anything happen there? Does that just give you history maybe?
I made a pop-up card,
Oh, look at that.
like
Okay, I don't
custom.
know how to do that. You had to show us how you do that. Can you show us like what's underneath that?
Yeah, of course. Can bring up my Visual Studio Code here.
So you do yours and
Um,
you still do it in the UI dash Lovelace.
yes.
You're not using the
Um,
web config option.
no, not yet. I'm hoping that I will move to it sooner or later, but I don't think it's quite ready for what I want to do yet.
Yeah, okay. That's good to know.
So this is my home view. And the first thing I have here is the custom pop-up card from Thomas Levén, also a Swedish guy. He makes a
Custom
lot of
pop-up
custom
card.
cards. So I basically just configure a pop-up card, and then I say what I want to have, what kind of card I want to have in it. And then the magic with pop-up card is that it replaces the more info pop-up.
Somebody was just asking me about that. Somebody asked me the other day, what can I do instead of just getting the info when it comes up? And I did not know about this custom card.
Yeah, so that's great. So when I write a custom pop-up card as a type, and then I define an entity, and then when I press the actual picture for that entity in this view only, it replaces the more info.
Awesome. Here, let's give everybody the link. That you said it was Thomas that made
Yeah.
that? Okay, so I think that should be the right link right there for everybody that wants to see it. Here it is, just a close-up of the website. So, oh, interesting. And then you can put, wow, that's great. So you can put different entities on that pop-up now, and you can control them
exactly.
and get information from them.
Yes, the only thing is that when I'm in the pop-up card, that's those sensors that I have there, their more info doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, that's fine.
But that's only in the pop-up card. If I
Okay.
define them anywhere else, they will work as usual.
Okay, but you do get probably the main state and the info that you really want from them on the right hand side there, anyways.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Awesome. Okay, well there's one awesome point right there is this custom pop up card. Okay, got to get that working. Cool. All right, what else you
Yeah,
got?
it's great.
That's
Let's
handy.
see. This is, I don't know if you see my mouse. Do you see where I'm pointing?
Yes, I do. You're right above. I'll kind of mirror it here with everybody because mine looks larger. Okay, there you go. Yep. See it?
Yeah.
Yes, your Nvidia Shield.
So that's the mini media player. That's really
Oh, okay.
neat too. So it's a replacement for the regular media player who's quite large.
Uh-huh.
So I just wanted to be like more compact.
And you have that with these other switches and things for the TV and the movie system? Or is that
Yes,
part of
our
it?
TV
No,
and
that's
movie
separate.
is not that smart, so it's a regular switch on off
Okay.
only. Now you saw my floor lamp here turn blue,
Uh-huh.
and that's because the washing machine is now clean.
Oh,
So a lamp downstairs is shining blue to indicate that the washer is ready.
that's smart. That I found is become my main use for those kinds of RGB bulbs is just to have them different colors for different things. You know, some just a nice big visual state reporting item. You know,
Yeah,
so
exactly. You
that's
can.
great.
It's like
Does,
a light notification.
exactly. So does it do you do different colors for different things too?
Yes, the washer is blue and the dryer is green.
Okay.
I
And
had
then you
red before, but it seemed like an alarm was going off or something.
danger, danger.
Don't want to worry the neighbors.
Right. Red and blue flashing, that's bad. And it changed the image also over there, right? On your washer.
Yes, I have 8 images. So I
And
have 3 images for each dryer or washer picture.
can you show us that the washer YAML stuff again here real quick.
Yeah.
See if I can make it any bigger for
So here it
everybody.
is.
Okay, so input
I
select
have
washing machine
it's
status.
a picture entity card for each
Okay.
machine, and then I have state images for it's input select that decides the state,
Very
and then I
smart.
have idle, running, and clean, and then I just
Okay.
define a picture for each.
Very smart. That's a smart way to do it. Because I was wondering, how did you have, 3 different images, but you set up an input select, and then just based on whichever state it's in, then it shows that image.
Yeah, I think it's good to have a clear visual of things, not just the little text saying what it's right now. I like to
Yeah, for
see
sure.
at a glance.
For sure. I don't have any of those unfortunately yet. This is hopefully a kick in the pants for me to make my Lovelace a bit better. I think that's probably why there's so many people are watching too, is because they're all feeling the same way, feeling like
Yeah, I think
I
so.
really want to. I
It's
really
hard to
want
know
to.
what to do when you start out.
Yeah. Well, this is some great ideas. That's a good idea. I really like that. Cool. Okay. What else? What else you got?
What else I got?
In what file do you put that code? KK is asking. So that is in. So she's using the UI-lovelace.yaml still. So to do that, you want to show them what they have to put in their configuration. It's just you have to put like Lovelace YAML or something, right?
For YAML mode.
Yeah, for YAML mode.
Yes.
Oh, please link her Git code. Yes, yes, let me do that, Sean. Yes, let me
Here
do
we go.
that.
It's just Lovelace and then mode YAML.
Yeah, so that's what you need right there. Okay.
Yeah. So that if you like to have a little bit more control in code.
Let's see. Here's your GitHub, right? Now you had so you have another link, but that just points to this page though, right? Because I was looking at that earlier. So I just linked in your GitHub for folks to be, because that way they can pull up your
Yeah.
YAMLs on their screens and follow along. That was a good idea. Thank you, whoever
Yeah, that's
that was.
good.
I just barely saw. Okay, excellent. Okay, cool. So
So
yeah, so
what you
that
need is, sorry,
no,
can
no,
you?
not at all. Go ahead.
So Lovelace mode YAML, and then you need the UI Lovelace.yaml file. And I have my Lovelace broken into includes.
Oh, okay. I was just
So I
gonna
don't
say,
think,
how long is your Lovelace file? Because it's got to be huge,
yeah,
but no, it's
I
not because you've
wouldn't.
broken it down into a bunch of different files.
Yeah, that would be long.
Yeah. So doing the one in the, if you did it through the UI, the customization through the UI, can you do includes there? You can't, can you?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think you can. So that would be huge. You'd be sorting through
Yes.
all this stuff to try and find it. Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the
Can
picture
I,
entity card is fine to make in the UI editor as well.
can you control plus on your Visual Studio
Yes.
there to make it a little bit bigger? There you
There you go.
go. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. That was Frank's suggestion. Thank you, Frank. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
So, and then KK says, does that override the graphical editor? Then yes, you use this instead of the graphical editor. So this is just really kind of still doing it the old way instead of with the graphical editor.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm sure you had a whole lot of this done before the graphical editor went live anyways, right? So for you, it was just keep it the way we've got it because it's working. Don't mess with it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I tried it out for like 5 minutes, but then I realized I couldn't edit everything I had.
Oh.
So that was a bummer, but I'm sure that it'll get there.
Oh, Frank says that you can use all includes in Lovelace since 2 releases back. But what if you're using the graphical user interface for Lovelace, Frank? Can you still do that? That was the question, I think. Okay, cool. All right, take us back to your front page there, and let's go on to the next one. I like that. I'm gonna have to do something like that with those images, though. Steal some good images
Yeah.
from. I'm gonna steal some images of pretty people from the internet and use those as our faces. Okay.
I'm kind of bothered by that my husband's picture is black and white because all the other pictures are when they're like empty or idle or off, they're black and white, and otherwise they're in color.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was gonna.
Right.
I noticed that his is black and white, but it says he's home. Right.
Yeah, I might have to change it.
Yeah. Do some colorizing. Can you just put it in Photoshop and colorize it or something?
Yeah, just like a beige filter on it.
There you go. That'll work. Does this
So I
require
don't
a Home
know.
Assistant update PC Lifesavers? No, it doesn't. I don't think there's anything here. Well, you can tell us, I guess. Is there anything here that requires the more recent version of Home Assistant than maybe 85 or 84 or something like that?
I don't think so. I think I had all of these things before.
Yeah. Yeah, this stuff seems to be this is the stuff that's been available for a while. Things change and break, of course, from time to time or every time. But
I
hey,
have quite a few custom cards,
yeah.
so they might be non-compatible, I guess.
Yeah, depending on your version, and then some things change. So you got some cool graphs here. You got some good temperature graphs.
Yes. This is also a custom card, the mini graph card,
Okay.
which is also made by a Swede, actually.
You guys do all the good cards. All the Swedes do all the good cards.
Yeah. So
What's that
it's
one
more or
called?
less like the regular sensor card, but it has a lot of more options.
Mini graph. Lovelace mini graph. Yeah, let's check that out.
It
Lovelace
has
mini
tons
graph
of
card.
options. You see here, if I touch one of the dots here, you can see what temperature it was and what time it was. And I can I can decide font size and graph color, and you see the bedroom is green. That's because it's in the proper temperature range,
Oh, okay.
and the other ones are yellow orangey because it's too hot.
It's getting a little, yeah, it's getting a little warm down there in the bathroom. Is that where the washer and dryer is?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
So did you
The
click on
dryer
those
is
again?
running up.
I was looking away. I missed. Did you click on that and did it show like other options or
Yeah,
stuff inside it?
touched like one of the dots on the graph,
Uh
and
huh.
it shows at 3:31 a.m.
Oh,
it
I
was
see.
23.45,
Oh, I see.
and
So it
if I
gives you the
put it,
details when you just scroll over it, over the dots. Oh, very cool. So each
yes,
dot's just
absolutely.
another a reading.
Yes, I think it's
Somebody
one an
said
hour.
is the home bit part of the image or it's or some kind of state? It's the state. The home where it says home, that overlay that says home over their pictures, and all the others too, where it says disarm, waiting, empty, all that. Those are
Yes,
all just reporting states, so it's not part of the image.
yes, exactly. It's picture entities.
Must have a card. What is Frank saying? Lovelace loveliness. Repeating the question because I'm not the only one interested. Could you ask Isa how she's getting the iPhone battery status? There you go. iPhone battery
Yeah,
status.
I used the good old Home Assistant iOS app. I think
Yeah.
it's called Home Assistant Companion in the iOS store, and that reports battery,
Yeah. I
and
think mine
also
does that
if
too. I
it's
think it's just,
unplugged or currently charging.
yep. Yeah, I think that's just the regular Home Assistant app does that. Yep.
Yeah, I think you
Made
can
a,
do it with like own tracks also.
yes, it does. And in fact, I get notices all the time from own tracks for my wife's phone, and the battery's getting close to dead. Mrs. Z's battery is less than 10%. Please ask her to plug it in.
It's good to know if you have something really important you have to say right now.
Right? Regarding the iPhone battery question, what about the battery draining? Um, I don't think it doesn't seem to me that the Home Assistant app does much to battery draining. Have you experienced any of that? Has
No,
anybody else in the chat experienced that? I think it's
I
been pretty
haven't
good.
experienced at
Yeah, I
all.
don't think it shows up very high on the list of things that are using battery. I don't remember seeing it there. Own Tracks is another story. Own Tracks or Life 360, whatever. They'll take some battery depending how often they're reporting and such.
Yes.
So what's this? You got cats. You got downstairs litter box and upstairs. Is this counting the poops? No. You got a poop sensor? No.
Yes, actually.
What?
It's just what it says. But it's I count visits.
Really? How do you do
Yes,
that?
I have also Xiaomi's motion sensors.
Oh, okay.
That's right by the litter box, and then I also have a little one of their switches to reset when I empty it.
Wow. That
So
is,
this is like it's easy with cats litter boxes. It's out of sight, out of mind,
yeah, that's true.
and they're
Till you
quite
walk in the room.
finicky.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. So I'd like to. I have reminders. I have a little summary coming to my phone as a notification when I get home for like stuff. If I have mail, if anything happened, and also if I need to empty right away.
That is super, super cool. Very smart. And the Xiaomi, do you just put it really close? Because sometimes those motion sensors, they at least they advertise that they won't be picked up by like pets and things when the intent is to pick up people moving. But your
Yeah,
intention is to pick up cat moving. So what do? You just put it closer?
yeah, it's like almost inside the litter box.
Okay. So right there, like in their face.
Yeah.
And somebody says that is wife approval factor right there. Insta approval. Very nice. Cat box thing is great idea. Going to use that with your extra motion sensor. Awesome.
Yeah, it's actually really good. You
That's
can
really
also
smart.
take it one step further and like send the statistics to Google Drive or something, and you can see if the cats diverge from their normal schedule, and that could indicate sickness.
Very good. Maybe they need a laxative. Maybe they're just not feeling well. That's genius. Gosh, you have seriously done some automation. My goodness. Let's see. James is saying, can we ask you about the ADB and Nvidia Shield and how she makes the commands work through Home Assistant? I remember having somebody else have that question. That's the mini media player, but is there other? Well, you can answer that question.
Things above here.
Yes, that
the
thing.
button cards.
Yeah.
That's actually a Shield remote. And I've been using Frank's add-on for ADB.
Right.
Android
Frank has an
Bridge
ADB add-on.
debugging or something.
Frank has an ADB add-on.
Yes.
Let me pull it up.
Released and then just like last week.
You had, so did you make a button for each of those and it sends a specific command through that ADB add-on?
Yep.
Okay. Can you show us that? Yeah, show us that.
Show. Let's see.
I will find the add-on for everyone too while you're doing that.
Here we go. So it starts with a vertical stack with horizontal stacks in it to get the buttons to go smaller. And then we have, it's actually also a custom component for Android TV. And I think Frank said it would be coming into Home Assistant for real soon.
Oh, cool. So it won't be a custom component. It'll be a default component.
Yes,
main
exactly.
component pretty soon. Awesome.
I think so.
And then it looked like. Go ahead. Sorry.
Someone on the forums put up a great GitHub gist to for a lot of intents and keypad codes for the remote.
Okay.
So that's great.
So you just use those. You use the keypad code that somebody else has already sorted out for your specific remote and such?
Yes.
Okay.
And we have intents here for example, starting Plex.
Oh.
And Netflix, stuff like that. You can start apps.
Can you grab that link to those intents real quick and share it?
Yes, I can see if I find it.
See if you find it.
I think I saved it as a bookmark. Maybe not.
Just for a second, here's the Android debug bridge that she was talking about. Let me just... If anybody's interested in that, that makes that easy to grab. Already shared. Wait, oh, Frank says already shared. Okay, you got it. Don't worry about it. Frank's got it.
Okay, good. Because I couldn't find it.
Okay. So, somebody's asking, what device are you running Home Assistant on? They're thinking about migrating to a Nook. So am I.
Yes, that's what I have.
You're using a Nook?
Yes.
And so now let me ask you, what are you running as the base underneath it? Are you doing something else and then using virtual machine for Hassio, or you just put Hassio on the Nook all by itself?
No, I have Ubuntu server, and then I installed Docker,
okay.
And then I used a script for installing Hassio manually in Docker containers.
Gotcha.
So I don't have a VM. I don't have HassOS.
Gotcha. But you're pretty comfortable with those things. You can manage your own Docker containers and such. You haven't had any issues there?
I had a few issues, but the community is so good. So we sorted everything out. I'm pretty new to Linux.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I started with Linux when I started with Home Assistant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So not very long at all.
No.
What and Wellington saying it's about time I joined the club. I think they're trying to get me to do Docker and all that. We'll see. I mean, now I'm in the transition period. I've got my Nook here. Let me see. I can pull it off. I've got my Nook here, ready to go. I just have to decide. I've been contemplating this week. What am I going to how am I going to run it? What am I going to put on it exactly? So still in the decision phase.
Yes.
It's an important decision because I don't want to have to redo it. You don't want to get all this stuff set up and then realize, oh, now I wish I had, the ability to run another such and such on there, and I can't, either because you're just doing HassOS or because you didn't do a VM or something, whatever, you chose the wrong one, or I don't know. It's big decisions.
Exactly. I actually moved over to Hassio when I moved to the Nook.
Yeah. Before were you using like your Haspian
I was using
or something?
Haspian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Old
thought
laptops.
it was mature enough, and with the ability to use it in Docker, I can use my machine for anything else I want to. That's really important for me. I don't want to have to wait for Frank to make an add-on.
He makes them really fast, though. He makes them really fast.
Yeah, he sure does.
There's a lot of people in the chat saying that old laptops are a good choice, and one of the arguments for that is the battery backup. And I got to say, you're probably right. I mean, I think that's a good thing. That's one thing that keeps me sometimes from installing new switches and things in the house, is I don't want to shut off Home Assistant. I want to keep it running, and so if I have to turn the power off, then or if the power just flashes out, then you can. I think that was what killed my. That was why I transferred from Raspberry Pi to the virtual machine on Windows, was because the power went out, and when that happened, it was bad timing for the Pi, and the SD card just went kaput.
Yeah, so that happened to me several times.
Ooh.
Before I moved.
It's painful. That's a horrible thing to happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
Better have backups.
Now you do. I think I was like a month. I lost like a month worth of stuff when that happened. It was painful, very painful. You got a lot of people saying Ubuntu 18.04 VM with Hassio and the Docker on Hyper-V. Oh man.
Oh, that's several layers that you don't need. I think.
And James says he's telling me, don't be afraid of Docker. If she can do it, I can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. You're more capable, I'm sure.
Basically, no Linux experience. I just Google stuff, and when I get stuck, I ask for help.
We certainly have enough community here to ask. Big advantage of the laptop: built-in debug screen and keyboard, easy access. Yeah, that's a good point too, Frank. That's a good point too, because you've got a screen. That's the other thing, is you got to, if you actually had to, get into the machine and you want to hook up a keyboard and hook up a monitor and all, that's a pain if you're usually not doing that. So.
Yeah, that's a good point, and the battery is really good, I think.
Yeah, good point. All right, let's go back to your Lovelace real quick. Those are good. Those are good points, though. Good questions, guys. Keep them coming.
I just saw someone in chat a while ago ask if the intent for the Android TV is residing only in Lovelace, and yes, they are. This is the only thing I have to write.
Wow.
It's a service I call.
And that's because you're calling a service which is just Android TV intent.
Yes.
And then you just
well, maybe media player dot
Android
TV. This is also a custom button card. So I think it calls the right action via this domain.
That's great. I have had a lot of people asking recently about specifically that, about how do I get these buttons to do what they wanted to do. Oh, look at that. I guess Frank says his main production machine is an old laptop. There it is. Sure enough. And we got another convert. Adorno's converting to Ubuntu server. Okay. Wow, that was fast. We got some converts already. You're very persuasive.
So that's the remote, and I built this home view.
I was going to ask you, Isabella, 1 second. It looks like how did you place those buttons in the exact places?
There is an empty card.
Okay.
Empty button.
Okay. So it's just it's that you said you had a vertical stack and a horizontal stack, and then you put blanks in a couple places, huh?
Yes, here we have a blank card.
Blank card. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
that way you can do it exactly as you want.
Great. That way, because it looks great. It looks really nice like that, like a remote control.
Yeah. It's good.
And then those buttons on the side, you've got Plex and Netflix, and then whatever the 4 is.
Yeah, it's a Swedish TV station.
You got one TV station that you like.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. That's more than most at this point. I think everybody's on Netflix or Plex or something.
Yeah, we're only watching like morning news.
Yeah. Local news and stuff. All right.
So I wanted to just quickly show you, I have optimized this first view to be mobile friendly.
Very nice.
So this is how it looks on my phone, because I usually use Home Assistant on my phone.
And how did you? What did you do to make that happen specifically? You just the way you arranged it.
Yeah, mostly just I like the buttons are easy to press and see. Like I don't have to see all of the states.
Mm-hmm.
It says runny, but I see what it is. And mostly just this home view is what I usually want to see quick, like the temperatures and the modes and if we are home or not. And just these are only the lights that are on, and then the remotes.
Now, I had an idea to do something like this, but what I have done, and I don't know yet how well it's going to work, is I put a specific card. I don't know if it's a card, the little icons at the top there, a specific page that to be my mobile page. Is there a way, I don't know this, is there a way to make it so when you open the app, it defaults to that page instead of the first page?
You can see here we have a compact custom header.
Oh, I think who was just sharing this?
It
James
makes
or something?
the header of Home Assistant just the way you want it, like with a clock instead of the icons and stuff. And another good thing about it is you can, let's see if I find it. Well, you can have, maybe this is an old version of the documents. Wiki, maybe? You can customize like per user views.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and also
perfect.
Each your mobile phone has a user ID or something, just a phone, and you can pull that out and say on this device I want to have only this view or something.
That's it. That's exactly what we want. That's great,
That's great.
because then you can have. That's nice. You could have. If you had various tablets in different places in the house or something on the walls, you could have a specific one for a specific room. You could have, like, I'm sure my wife would, she doesn't want all the stuff that I see when I open up Home Assistant. She wants like the 5 important things and that's it. And if I make it so that she could have just those things, that's perfect. That really is helpful.
Yeah, that's good.
And this was called the compact custom header.
Yeah.
Awesome. Somebody says, any tips for column placement of cards? It's the one thing I have the most issue with in layouts.
Well, we have the layout card,
Oh,
which I use quite a lot. It's also Thomas card. And this makes not so much sense when you talk about it, but more when you try it and see it. So I can decide if I want to place them horizontally based on how they're written in the YAML, or vertically. And then I can have breaks to break like this. If I only want one card on this column, I put a break there, and then it continues to the next one.
oh.
So this is actually really, really good when you want to have more control over how the cards place themselves.
All right, I'm going to start popping links in there for these too. Yes, sir. This is good stuff. Tried layout card, but it's confusing, Robert says. Keep tinkering,
Yeah,
Robert.
can take a while before you get the hang of it.
Yeah. Show us. So do you have yours? Are you using the layout card now on yours, or you just use it to lay things out? And
I have the layout card in a few views. I think I have it.
oh, there's
This
one. Yep.
layout card. I also had the custom header here, as you see. But I'm waiting for a new version because it was like didn't load properly on my phone for a couple of views.
Oh,
But there is supposed to be a new version out soon with improvements.
layout card.
So I have the custom layout card, and the layout is vertical on this view.
Maybe show us real quick all of, because you must have in your resources there at the top a whole list of your custom cards, right?
Yeah, I think we have to scale down again, maybe.
I guess the list is too long to fit on the screen.
Yeah. So these are.
Oh my goodness.
I
Wow, you're not
actually
kidding.
don't use every single one right now, but I tend to, if I find a new card, I tend to try it out.
So how much
Maybe I
time
don't
would
use it.
how much time would
Go
you
ahead.
would you estimate that you've spent on your, you do you even want to do that? That might be something you don't even want to think about, how long you've tinkered with this.
Yeah, just the UI.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, maybe.
A couple weeks straight without sleeping, something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you,
Can have
Frank.
a
I just saw
quick,
your message.
We can have a quick go over my other views. I have a couple.
Oh, look, you
As
have
you
a,
can
oh,
see.
what's this to-do list? Stream with Dr. Z's.
Yeah, it's checked now.
Oh, good.
It's
Mission
actually
accomplished.
just it's the native shopping list
Oh, okay.
that has a card natively.
Now,
I
do you have
just
other places
removed
where you
the.
add things to that? Do you have other places where you add items, or you just add it right there?
You can add it via automation, I think,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I just use it like this right now.
Okay. That's nice. That's a nice, one more thing that kind of pulls another part of your life into Home Assistant. If you can have your to-do list right there. Probably not everything on my to-do list is very, very long, but some really important things, that's nice to have.
Yeah, I tend to mostly use this to-do list for Home Assistant related stuff, so that I can see it when I go into Home Assistant and be like, oh, right, I want to do that thing.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this is another home info view. Couple
so
of
what temperature,
buttons for
what's the
AC.
graph card you've used there? Is that the same mini graph card?
Yes, it's the same.
Okay. Oh,
And
cool.
this is also a custom card, fold row. So I can hide some stuff that I don't want to see all the time, but I want to be on
Oh,
this view.
oh, that's fantastic. Wow. And what was that? You said that's another custom card. It's called Fold.
It's another one of Thomas's, of course.
Thomas
Fold
is a
entity
genius.
row. He really is. Lovelace genius.
And he's Swedish.
Yeah. Makes it all the better.
Very cool. I'm gonna have to use that for sure, because that's one thing that I've had trouble with too. Is that everything is just all in your face, and if you want, like, I just want to turn off that one light, I got to scroll way down and find it. And I've tried to, you try and condense things, but still,
Yeah.
you want to
So
have it
this
all
is
with
like,
as few clicks as possible. But that's nice that you can hide it when you don't want
yeah,
to see it.
yes. Because I think it belongs in like the home info view, but I don't have to like know when the front door was opened all the time when I look at this view.
Right.
And this
Do you
is also
find you
neat.
have? Sorry. Do you have most of your entities from Home Assistant in your UI in some form?
I think so. The ones that make sense.
Yeah. Because even that, like having each door sensor, I don't have anything close to that level of detail. So that's nice to have.
Yeah, I think so. If I go into the states page to find something just to see the state of it, more than like once every 2 months, I want it in the UI.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go to the states dev tools menu to search for things.
Yeah. I still find myself doing that a lot.
Yeah.
So that's an indicator that again, it needs some TLC. The UI needs some TLC at the Z's house.
Yeah. Then I just have all my my lights and some picture buttons for scenes like good night, good morning, movie time.
Okay, so those are scenes, just buttons. Okay. Does the
Yes.
image change on those buttons when you push them?
No.
It just activates the scene and stays the same.
Yes, and also because I tend to use mobile mostly, I've added tap action to be none and hold action to be the service call for the scene, because I don't want to accidentally swipe over the button on my phone and activate night mode.
Smart. And you look like your light switch icons are different. They kind of have an up and a down, huh?
Which ones do you mean?
Down here, the downstairs lights and upstairs lights. Is that a switch? Does that thing go up and down? Is that a dimmer?
No, it's just
Just the icon.
closest thing to an icon I could find to like mimic downstairs and upstairs.
Oh, I see. Okay. So that doesn't, so when you click it, it doesn't move it down. It's not like
it
a
just
switch on a
grays
wall.
it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I looked at that and I was like, wow, is that like a slider, like a vertical slider? Or did you make it flip so it flips position?
That would be neat.
Cool.
But yes. And then I have
Oh, wow.
some system information, like all the devices, smart home devices and TVs and stuff, just if they're online or offline.
And now when you do these with this background like that, are those all picture entity cards?
This is actually, I wanted to do it with the glance card, but have a background image. So I used an, what's it called? Picture template or something?
Oh, I don't know. Let's check it out. Let's
Just
look in
a
your
regular card. Picture elements, I think. Yes.
picture elements. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just a picture elements card with the background image, and then I put in a glance card with opacity.
Over the top of it.
Yeah.
Because
just to have something a little bit nicer to look at.
Yeah, that really changes the feel. I've seen Dynotechs and others, and when you have those images behind that, it just really feels elegant and it feels polished and nice.
Yeah.
The default's serviceable and it's functional. But when you do this, when you put those nice images back there, that really changes it. It makes it look very professional, very nice.
Yeah. So. Exactly. Now I just need two more cards here.
Yeah, you gotta fill that space. What are you gonna put there? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I have to break out some stuff from these with more entities in them.
Maybe, yeah. And these are all internet snaggable pictures.
Yes.
You didn't sit there and do a photo shoot with your cameras. You didn't lay them all out, get your pie at just the right angle, take the picture.
No.
Cool.
And these are, it's a little bit special to put like a glance card in a picture elements card, but it's all in my configuration.
Yeah, show it to us real quick. I'm curious what that looks like.
System info, and then we go up. So this is the first one with the pie.
Okay.
So this is the whole card.
Okay.
So it's picture elements with an image background, and then if you type custom, what's that called in English? Column?
I don't know what that is. We.
No, just 2 dots.
Oh, the colon.
I lost the
Colon.
word. Yeah,
Colon.
exactly. And then, yeah, this is like the hue is just some word, but you can put in regular cards in a template card as a custom element if you just write like this.
Oh, okay.
So this is for glance card. So it's just, I did it that way to not have to make icon element for each manually in the elements card.
So what's the template? What's the template card? You mentioned template card?
The elements card. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
the elements card. Yes. Okay.
I
Okay.
always say
Just making
wrong.
sure that's okay. No, I just making sure it wasn't a different thing I wasn't aware of.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
cool.
it's the same thing. And then we can style the custom glance card with I think this is the one thing that decides opacity of the card. So
yeah, so you have it. You have the image, and then you. I was looking at you. Sort of have a very translucent kind of black bar, and that's where your. Yeah, that looks so.
Yeah,
nice.
this is my glance card.
Yeah.
This, yeah.
That looks fantastic. Really nice.
We have this page takes a little while to load because of all of the graphs. But this is my system monitor. I monitor my pies and stuff.
Oh my
Quite
goodness.
heavy to load.
My goodness. I was looking at your Twitter page maybe when you had you had the 7-inch RPi display and you were trying to figure out what to do with it. What did you end up doing with it?
I have decided that I want to have it in the upstairs hallway right outside the bedroom because we always go past there either when we wake up or go to bed, and then just have are all the doors closed, windows closed, maybe a button for good night scene and good morning scene because I haven't automated those yet. And yeah, basically.
So what do you have it? Do you have it displaying Home Assistant in one of these Lovelace pages?
Yes.
Okay.
I tried this out.
Okay.
But it's not optimized for the small screen.
Sure.
And then we get the custom header here as well.
Yes. All the other stuff's gone.
With just the time. And I have the.
Yeah, now you don't have the buttons to go back.
Yeah.
Before you go off this page, tell us about the weather report thing over there. What is that? I like that.
Yeah, this is just a picture from a Norwegian weather site, actually.
Okay. So it updates the image. You just have it. It's a camera entity. So it's just updating like a URL image from this website.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's easy.
So, rain or something.
Yeah, that looks really nice. That looks cool.
Also easy to see at a glance if it's going to rain or what. The
forecast is on there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Cool.
And this is actually Nacka Gator. Nacka is where I live in Stockholm, and they have a Twitter account for what's it called? Maintenance of streets and stuff.
Yeah, road work.
So this is their latest tweets about snow maintenance.
Smart.
Just a scrape sensor that checks their Twitter account.
Awesome. And so let's see. So what card do you get that displays that? Is it just it's like a markdown card or something that just grabs the text or?
Yeah, it's another custom card from Thomas. Make all the good stuff.
Apparently, yeah.
And he has named it something like, useful markdown card.
Useful markdown card, okay.
Because the regular markdown card is only static text. Oh. And this markdown card, you can put sensors in templates.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So that's what I'm using.
Genius. And so you put the output of the tweet into the template?
Yeah.
Got it.
I can show
Awesome.
it. Also, I think it's here.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's easy enough.
And that sensor, so the sensor for a tweet, I hadn't seen that before. So is there just a Twitter component in Home Assistant? You can set up a sensor that gives you the, whatever somebody publishes as their tweet, that gives you that as the
No,
state?
exactly. Actually, there isn't. But I've made a scrape sensor. I have to see if I can find it. Files to include. No. Here we go. No. Maybe if I search scrape instead. Here we go. So this is a scrape sensor. It checks the website, the Twitter site, and the page for Nakagator, and then it selects HTML element and takes the text in that element, and this is what the element has. That's always the newest tweet.
Okay. Is that laid out? Is that spelled out is there a scrape platform for sensor somewhere?
Yeah, it's a scrape sensor.
Okay.
It's just a native component.
Okay.
And it's quite a lot of information of how you can do it.
Yeah, that would be, because that sounds, I mean, you're a web developer thinker, right? You think like, those things. I would have not even known where to start to be able to do something like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah. So you can just, I think it will work with all like Twitter users. So if you just copy this and exchange Nakagator for whatever user you want to get into Home Assistant, you can probably get their latest tweet.
You can get their latest tweets. How about that? Yeah, because the .js tweet text container .tweet text, that's all going to be the same. That'll show the text from their latest tweet.
Yes.
No matter who it is. Very nice.
Yeah.
Smart.
Sometimes when they tweet images, it gets a little wonky.
I bet.
It says it's too many characters and you don't get the tweet, but
gotcha.
Can't have it all.
Ah, well, not yet anyway. Someday. Cool. What else you got? You got a few more cards that we haven't seen, I think. You showed us the computer card.
This is a camera card. And since we're home now, they're not like active. But this is actually in my room. So maybe I can...
What do you use for cameras? What cameras do you like?
This is a Xiaomi Dafang. Dafang, I don't know.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And the backdoor camera is just some China stuff I got several years ago.
And you have a ring.
But I can... yes, I have a ring. Maybe. Hello.
Oh, there you are. There she is, guys. There she is. Hi. I feel like I've seen that I Want to Believe poster somewhere else too. Somebody else has one of those, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're popular.
Awesome.
So this is the last motion from the Ring doorbell.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. Getting a little dry throat.
Yeah, I bet. I should have told you to hydrate. I should have grabbed your water. I would give you one if I could get it there fast enough.
Yeah. And so this is also a bunch of cameras. Mm-hmm. And I get this from, these are like traffic cameras.
I did this on HA Dashboard, but I haven't done this yet on Lovelace. But this is just an iframe, and you grab the URL for the camera or something?
I actually made a camera entity for each one of these.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And then you just use the public URL as the source.
They actually have the image downloadable via an API.
Oh, wow.
So I use that.
It looks like a good time to go for a drive. There's nobody out there.
Oh yeah, seems great. So then we can see like how long does it take to go to work? What's the current road temperature? Because it could differ from the air temperature, and then we can see if it's lots of people out there. Or should we take another way?
Very nice. Smart. That's great to have a whole page just for that.
And then I have a page for all of my automations.
Oh. So do you do this with a, what is it, like just a filter where anything that says automations gets listed here? Or how do you organize these? Yeah, okay. Because that would make it easy,
I
right?
have a monster card, I think.
Uh-huh.
One of the first custom cards that came out.
Has Monster Card it hasn't become a main component yet, or a main card yet,
No.
huh?
And it's not going to be, I think Paulus said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's great, I think. And I just prefix the automations with like what's it has to do with. So house, so I can just house and then asterisk. So I can get all my house automations automatically in this one.
And then when you add a new one, that's the best part about that kind of filtering is when you add a new automation, you don't have to go in specifically into Lovelace and say, oh, now I have to find that card and add that line. It as long as you name the automation correctly, it will get added to that card without you touching it. That kind of stuff is perfect. We need a lot more of that. It's magic. That's right. It's Home Assistant magic.
Yeah. So these are all my automations and also AppDemon apps and alerts.
Very nice.
And then we have a dashboard page.
Judge Judy.
It's supposed to be like, yeah, it's our guilty pleasure. Like quick episodes just before you go to bed or something.
Just to make you feel good about your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Say, oh, thank goodness I don't have to appear on Judge Judy. I'm doing well.
So this is supposed to be on downstairs on a 24-inch screen just for an info view of the entire house.
Oh, very nice. So the clouds are moving on your weather report over there. What weather card is that?
The like custom animated weather card or something.
Okay.
It's
so
got it from the forums.
What do you think your ratio of custom cards to built-in cards is? You got 3 custom cards to every one built-in card that you use, maybe? A lot of custom cards.
I mean, all of these are regular cards, all of the pictures. But maybe half, at least.
Maybe half. There certainly are a lot of custom cards, and probably more being added all the time.
Yeah, for sure. So we have this one, custom animated weather card for Lovelace.
Awesome.
Here it is.
Oh, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like it when they move.
Yeah, it's always fun, right? You get to get a little something, a little animated something. There's a lot of good information on there, too.
Yeah. It's like forecast and wind speed.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's a good one.
Okay. Very nice. How do you get your Judge Judy episodes to show up there? Is that Plex? Is that just showing what you've watched recently?
Yeah, it's a custom component and a custom card. So I think the component is called upcoming. We'll have to search again. Upcoming media card.
Oh, cool.
So this one is really great. You can have all sorts of media outlets to put in it, like tracked, sonar, radar, Kodi, Plex. Each have their own custom components, and they all feed into this card.
Very nice. And does it show you? It shows you what's coming up next based on what you watched or something.
Yeah.
Nice. Gosh, that's genius. That's great. And so when you click on that, does it start playing it somewhere?
No,
Okay.
it's just an image,
Okay.
just information.
Someday.
Yeah. And then this view is just my custom component, as I talked about in the beginning, is just for Swedish people,
Mm-hmm.
or if you know how to read Swedish at least.
No, not at all.
And
Somebody's
this is
asking, somebody just asked, John asks, does anyone else in the house actually use the web interface? I know in my house, I seem to be the only one. Everyone else just uses voice things. That's for me too, John. Same here. What about you, Isabel?
Yeah, it's just my husband and I in our home, and he mostly uses this part, the home page.
Is he a techie? Does he do a lot? Does he work in tech? Does he do tech stuff? Is he comfortable with that, or is he?
Actually works with the exactly same thing as I do.
Oh, okay.
Web development.
But this has been your baby. Like you take care of the Home Assistant stuff.
Yes, absolutely. I think we had a discussion about it, and I asked if he wanted to be more involved, but basically he said if he gets more involved, he'll like take over. We can't have that.
No. Not, oh my goodness. After all the work you put in this, you say, sorry, buddy, get your own.
Yeah. But of course he can like ask for stuff, and
he just tells
can
you,
we do this? And,
can you make this happen? Can you make that happen? I think we all get a lot of those requests. Well, actually, not really. I like it.
I guess it's mostly me using everything.
Yeah. I like getting those requests. Like if one of the kids or my wife says, could you make the house do this? I love that because I feel like so often I just do what I want, and they're not as into it. So when they actually want something like that, I get excited about that. So
yeah.
As he says, Isaac says, you have a great HAR. That's the husband approval rating.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking here too, how do you get your temperature from your Nook? Can you show us that? That's in your probably in your Home Assistant config somewhere. There's.
Yeah, I don't actually have the temperature for the Nook. It's set. It can't take it. I use glances for these.
Oh, okay. So it's not the temperature from the Nook.
No.
Okay. And somebody said 2 switches with a lock. Is there a switch with a lock? I don't think so. Is there a switch you could lock? I don't think so. If you mean Ian.
Here you go.
It? Oh,
like,
yeah. Oh, my goodness. What is that? Yes.
Yeah. Also Thomas.
Thomas.
You should really
for
check
the
out
day.
his repository. He has like everything.
Oh, my goodness.
So maybe there we go. Toggle lock entity row.
That is amazing. And now so when you click it, does it get like make you put a pin in or something, or how do you unlock it?
Yeah, you just click it one time and then you click it again.
Okay. Oh, so it just requires an extra click. It's not any more locked than that. Not locked by users or not locked by a pin or something else.
Oh no, it's not. It just like you don't accidentally switch it on or off.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, still very useful. Still very cool. Still keep the kids from messing it up. And does that change anything if you were like to toggle the whole? So you don't have it, but you can have that entire card toggle button. Sorry, that was my micro.
I actually haven't tried that, but I don't think it changes. It changes nothing like in the service or anything. It's just the UI.
Oh, okay.
You have to click once to remove the lock, and then it works.
Okay. Sure. So if you did have like the whole card toggle button activated at the top, it would probably still toggle them all. It wouldn't leave that one out.
Yeah, I would presume.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Just to keep you from accidentally flipping switches while scrolling. Somebody says, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, as we talked about, husband. This is his LED strip in his room, and I accidentally shut off the light in his room a couple of times. Oh. So now it's a lock.
So that was for husband approval factor. That's the husband approval factor lock right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, that reminds me of the day I don't remember what I was working on now, but I clicked something and it turned on all the lights. in the house. It was like midnight or something. Like
Yeah.
every light went on in the house, all the
I think
bedrooms.
we all had that happen once or twice.
That's a scramble to see how fast you can turn it all off.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Thomas. Look, Thomas is here.
Hey,
Is Thomas in? That's Thomas in the chat right there, isn't it? Thomas Levine.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Hello, Thomas.
Great.
Hey.
Oh, can be locked for certain users. That's
there
awesome.
you go. Well, we've been Isabella has been praising your work for us this whole time. I think you, by far more than any other custom card developer, you have done some amazing stuff. So thank you for what you've done.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah, fantastic.
I think I use all of his cards.
That's right. You use them all. How many of them are there?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I've actually got his repository right here still. Can't answer that. Let's see. 36 repositories. And they're pretty much all, not all are Lovelace cards, but plenty.
Yeah.
Plenty.
I would guess for like 20 at least.
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe.
Thomas must have heard us talking about him, so he decided to show up and say hi, answer some questions.
If I search Lovelace on the page, it has 24 hits.
Oh, wow. So 24 of them.
Yeah. And there's a next page too.
Nice. He's also a great contributor to the Home Assistant Core Lovelace. So much for that guy there.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Thomas, for making Lovelace what it is. I mean, it's really come from, gosh, I guess when did we really start using Lovelace? 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, sometime in the summer.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So if you think about what Home Assistant looked like a year ago, you could maybe do some themes, you could arrange things, but you had to have groups and, views, and
restart
it was a little,
Home Assistant for every little change.
Everything. Yes, that's right. Every time you wanted to add something,
didn't turn out exactly as you wanted it. So you have to change one thing and then restart again and again, not as you want it.
The bad old days. We're going to be telling our kids about how hard it was when Home Assistant didn't have Lovelace. That's right, kids. Awesome. Well, let's take some more questions. Let's see. What was there other... what was I going to ask you? I can't remember now, but that's okay. This has been really wonderful. I'm sure we've got some other questions.
The chat, but I don't know how you do it.
What's that? How you keep up? I've been so busy learning stuff from you that I have not been paying attention to the chat today like I usually do. Usually I'm pretty good or decent about keeping up on the chat. But I've been pretty focused on you and what you're presenting. So I'm sure they're taking care of each other. That's the nice thing about this chat too. These guys are all fantastic, and they, somebody asks a question to one of us, and if it's something that anybody else can answer, man, they pop in there and do it. So it's again, one more testament to the wonderful community that we have. So very happy. Yeah. Let's see.
I see a lot of questions about my configuration if it's online, and yes, it is. I actually just started this page the last week to replace the GitHub wiki pages, and it has a lot of information about how I think about my configuration and Lovelace examples, and how I use Home Assistant, and also there's a link to my configuration. Maybe we can write that link in the chat.
Yeah, can you just drop that in there?
Yeah.
And Frank wants to ask, of course, what add-ons do you use?
I just have to say they removed my link from the chat.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Maybe I can write it to you on Discord and you can write it.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I think you have more admin rights, maybe.
Could be. Yeah, that's true. Forgot about that. Okay, there you go. for all things Isabella right there. So for Frank's gratification here. Oh, Frank already put their link in there. He's fast. What add-ons do you use? What Hassio add-ons do you get a lot of use out of that you enjoy?
Check it out. Why doesn't want to load? There we go.
All right, what do we got? I was just reading about Better
these are the ones.
Presence. I was just reading about Better Presence.
Yeah, it's on my page here on presence detection. I have a little. I have links to it and also explaining what it does. It's basically a beta add-on right now from another Swedish guy that I know, and he combines 3 trackers, one GPS, one Bluetooth, and one Wi-Fi into like some advanced logic to see if you're supposedly home or not. It's like more redundancy.
It does that Bayesian stuff, and so you don't have to do it manually. I'm guessing he's got all that part worked out.
Yeah, some kind of like that.
Probabilities.
One easy example is if Bluetooth is home, you're most definitely home.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like, it never reports home wrong.
Okay.
It can report that you're away wrong if you like drop the Bluetooth on your phone or something. But if the Bluetooth senses that you're home, you're like 99% home.
That's a good. I'll have to check that out because that was people were talking about using that Bayesian sensor or something to do that kind of stuff. But you had to go in and kind of manually, as I recall, like assign probabilities to different things and determine stuff like that. Like, well, Bluetooth is attached, then that I know it's on and whatever, and I know I'm home.
Yeah.
But if he's put all that into the background already and made it simpler for you to kind of just add your sensors or something and then go, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I've been trying it out, like beta testing it alongside my regular ones, and it works. It works good. Everyone that has problem with presence detection should check it out.
Okay, there you go. Check it out. It is beta, so at your own risk, but
yeah,
it's been working good for you.
Yes, it has. But you have to have GPS, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth.
Okay. So you've got backup Hassio to Google Drive. Mark was telling me I need to do that.
Yeah, that's really good.
Does that also automate the timing of backups so that it does the backup and then sends it to Drive, or do you have something else that automates your backups?
Yeah, I have automations for like taking the snapshots.
Okay.
And then I have the Android debug bridge, Air Sonos to AirPlay to the Sonos device from Apple devices.
Oh, and Dropbox sync too. So you have belt and suspenders, and you've got GitHub, right? So how do you have the GitHub? Yeah. So you've got to go into GitHub, to Dropbox, and to Google Drive. That's what happens when you lose several SSD cards in your Pi, right?
Exactly. No more lost backups.
No, never.
Yeah, so these are the ones I'm using right now. One of these decons ones is the official, and ones is the like old one that's now the official. But I haven't migrated fully, so that's why there's 2.
And that's for Zigbee.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very nice. Let's see.
And also there's 2 for MQTT. I have Mosquito Broker, which I actually use as a broker, and this one MQTT server and web client, I only use the web client.
And is that kind of like an MQTT lens? Is that kind of a way to see the traffic and such?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a web UI.
Very cool. Somebody's asking about an alarm link. I dropped in late. Curious about the alarm link in the left column. Was it discussed already? Oh, your alarm page over there?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is... Oh, that's not good since upgrading.
Oh.
But it's a custom alarm component.
Oh, okay. Is it
and
specific for
it's
your
not
alarm
supposed to.
brand, or do you have just a variety of sensors and stuff that you've put together?
Yeah, it's a variety of custom like Xiaomi sensors and stuff.
Right.
So it's on the forums, like
Let me guess.
yet.
Thomas. Did Thomas make it? No.
No, not this
Not
one.
this one.
Yet another take on an alarm system. So here we go, and it's basically really good. You can have this when it's not looking like this. You can have it on like a tablet or something, and when you arm away, the left panel goes away, and you can only get to the disarm buttons with
Oh,
the
interesting.
numbers and stuff.
Huh. So you
Really
can't
good.
get into the rest of Home Assistant until you disarm the alarm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, very nice.
And then I can put in like what sensors I want to trigger the alarm, and also if I want to delay, like if I arm away when I leave and then I want to walk out the front door, I can add a delay, like if this triggers after 2 minutes or something like that, so I can have time to get out.
Awesome.
It's a
Very
really
smart.
good custom component.
Yeah. Now the formatting's a little wonky, but you'll fix that, won't you?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to ask you this question. I get the same question all the time. With as much time as you put into all of this, how do you get any actual work done? You actually have a job besides this? Because this seems to be a full-time job, what you've done here.
Yeah. Just takes a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And
Very
this
nice.
is like my biggest hobby.
Well, it shows. You've done fantastic work. I've learned a ton of stuff. I can't wait to go back and watch this stream again and go back and go, oh yeah, that's right. I want to look at that one. Oh yeah, that's right. I want to do that card. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I am on the forums and also on Twitter. If anyone has questions later,
Yeah, let's
fine
post
to ask.
let's post as much contact info as we can for you right here. I was just thinking it's probably a good time to start winding down. I think, I usually do some kind of sticker giveaway. I think today, you and Thomas win the stickers. We're just going to automatically just do it.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to send
Thank
you a
you so
package of
much.
stickers and Thomas, you a package of stickers. So get me your address in Discord there, and I'll get some extra nice stickers for you guys, because you guys have done some amazing stuff for all of us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's see. Any other questions, guys? Let's kind of start working on the wrap up here. Are you asking for secrets about the time management on stream? All right, let's see. Anything else coming up here? Didn't leak us anything. I know. I meant to give you the warning, Isabella, beforehand. I meant to tell you that, make sure whatever you're opening, you do it off the stream, and check it before you do it. But you did perfectly. You didn't mess up at all. There was not a single password leak or anything.
Files.
No secret files, none of that fun stuff. No phone numbers, nothing. Thomas has been quiet. He may have dropped off earlier when everyone suggested that he's next. Oh, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I can tell him on Discord to contact you.
Very good. Yes, tell him to, and that'd be fun to do. So, let me see if I can. I'm going to use after all this time, I still don't have a button that just tells the kids it's time for sign off. But so I will type it into this, because this has actually been working really well. Oh wait, I think I have to turn the volume up. Whoop, Come on, there he goes. And this gives everybody a few seconds to catch up, because what they see is a bit delayed from what we're talking about. So let's see. Some people do that off the stream automatically. No, they do not, John. You crazy. Truly unique in the case of secrets, to be honest. What, Frank? What are you talking about? This is a very common thing, very common problem. Everybody has this problem. All right, consider doing a tutorial on the layout card. That would be nice. They're asking you to do a tutorial on the layout card. What do you think?
Yeah, Thomas has a nice tutorial. But you can ask questions. He has a great thread in the forums.
Sorry, I missed the last part of what you're saying. The monkeys showed up for sign-off already. Sorry. The big ones, the big monkeys are here, so they're loud.
Thomas has an excellent thread on the forums for questions.
Okay. Gosh, you're yelling in my ear. Do you have YouTube? Do you do YouTube, Isabella?
No, unfortunately not. I think that would take a lot of time from the rest of my stuff.
Yeah, it does take a bit of time. I can attest to that for sure.
Yeah.
But this has been great. I mean, I think it's one thing, thank you for sharing your examples with us. I think your examples have been part of Lovelace stuff for quite a while, haven't they? Since almost the beginning of Lovelace, is that?
Yes, I think Paulus, I think he saw my plant card at the right here and shared it on Twitter, and then I've always had screenshots and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you've done beautiful work. So, but there's you go. I hate babies. Okay. Did you guys know? So you see this lady right here?
Yeah.
Her name is Isabella, and she's talking on the stream right now. She's there on the stream. She's in Daddy's ear right here. You know, she does all this. You know all this crazy stuff Dad does around the house?
Yeah.
She does all that stuff at her house.
So you copy her?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Exactly. But isn't that fun? See, it's not just daddies that do it. The girls do it too. What do you think? Want to learn to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Isabella,
awesome.
thank you again so much for being here and for sharing all this stuff with us. Thank you for the work that you've done and for being so willing to put it out there for everybody. It's been really nice. You bet. We'll have to do it again sometime. And that's it. Thank you. Let's have these guys do their thing. I see you, boys. You don't think I see you back there? These knuckleheads in the back. Are you seeing this? I don't know if you're watching the stream, Isabella, but my two big boys they're in the back there with chopping their heads off on purpose, being goofballs. Anyways, all right, guys, you ready to do the sign off? Okay, here we go. Ready?
I
Thanks for watching. Until next time.
We're watching The Wizard of Oz downstairs.
Oh, fun. Let's go do that. All right, bye, everybody.
The play one.
Oh, the play.